We are very happy to be conducting our first video interview with our first supporter, our launching partner at WegoPro. We have today PK, CEO of WegoPro. PK, can you quickly tell us how you got to where you are today?
Right. Thanks, Dominic, for the opportunity. So my name is Prashant BK. I'm the co-founder and a CEO at WegoPro. Our journey at WegoPro started in Singapore way back in 2019 when we founded Travel Stop in Singapore to largely focus on business travel in Asia. Post-pandemic, we got acquired by Wego. As you guys know, Wego is the largest travel marketplace in the MENA region. So we got acquired early last year, and then essentially we changed our brand from Travel Stop to WegoPro. Prior to starting Travel Stop, I had founded another company called Travel Mob. That was a vacation rental marketplace focused on Asia. So very similar to Airbnb, but focused on Asia. Travel Mob got acquired by HomeAway, VRPO, and later on by Expedia. And I ran that business for a couple of years for Expedia before leaving that and starting Travel Stop. I mean, our inspiration to start Travel Stop came in from Agencia. So while at Expedia, we were using a tool called Agencia, a corporate travel management tool. At that point of time, it was part of Expedia. And we used to absolutely hate using it. It's as simple as that. Started looking at the opportunity, figured out it's a huge opportunity in Asia/MENA markets. And that's how we came out of Expedia, started Travel Stop, and now with WegoPro.
So it's safe to say that you bring 20 plus years of experience in travel technology with a strong focus on business travel to your clients today. And yes, having said this, what do you see as the key trends in business travel from your perspective with a local, regional, and global view?
Right. I mean, if you look at the global view of it, if you look at the market opportunity, generally speaking, 1/3 of all travel that happens globally is corporate travel. So if you look at the numbers, 1.8 trillion corporate travel happens or should happen by 2027. Now, a huge chunk of that, 46% of that happens within Asia and the MENA markets. And a good chunk of that, that's 80% of that is unmanaged. So unmanaged is when the companies don't tend to use any platforms and tools to manage the travel. Everything gets done by the local travel agents or the TMCs, or gets done on the digital platforms. So a good chunk of the corporate travel platform corporate travel that happens within the Asia and the MENA is largely unmanaged. And that's the market opportunity for us with WegoPro. If you look at regionally, if you had seen 5 years back the top 10 business routes globally, you'd have seen a lot of the routes in the developed markets, like Tokyo, New York, New York, London as an example. But if you see now in 2025, and if you look at the top 10 most travel routes, business travel routes, you will see that 7 out of those 10 essentially are from Asian and MENA markets, and only 3 of them are from the developed markets per se. So again, as you can see, a lot of the travel, business travel, is moving from the developed markets to the emerging markets. And again, for us, that's the opportunity.
So a massive shift, and a massive opportunity.
Yes, massive opportunity. And you'll also see the adoption of the SaaS platforms in emerging markets. So again, if you see 2 to 3 years back, the adoption of the SaaS platform was not so significant. But now, the digital transformation, the adoption of the platform is happening within emerging markets. So the transition from offline to online, from unmanaged to managed, is also happening in emerging markets, and that's again a huge opportunity for us.
Okay, sounds like a lot of opportunity and not a boring day in a year, I guess.
Absolutely not. It's been fun. It's been fun working with WegoPro for the last few years, and with Wego we get the additional advantage of the network. So Wego has, like I said, it's the #1 player from a travel perspective in the MENA region. Huge assets in the industry for 20 plus years. Supply, they have the best supply in the market. The audience, they're the #1 apps in most markets of MENA. So now we have an access to the audience, we have an access to the supply, the network, the people on the ground. So that's really helping us to ramp up our numbers and get a lot of traction going in those markets.
Great. So from your perspective, what do you see as the biggest challenges and how do you address them for your clients?
So the biggest challenge for us essentially is, I mean, if you talk about MENA, it's largely about the credit. So unlike developed markets, see a lot of adoption of the corporate travel cards as an example, or corporate cards in general from a spend management perspective. But if you look at the emerging markets, it's still traditionally done through the credits. So essentially, you work on a billing terms with the company, and you essentially work on the payment terms. So that's a bit of a challenge, largely because you have to support the credit line to the companies, for the given duration, right? And that has an impact on the risk and the cash flows, which is what we're managing as of now. So that's, to me, is the biggest challenge if you look at in our part of the world. The political risk, what has happened in last 1 month or so, is also a challenge per se. The employees are now pretty careful about the duty of care approach to the employees. So as this political event happens, the corporate travel tends to take a backseat pretty quickly. So it has a significant impact on what we do, largely again in our part of the world, in the MENA region. But yeah, that's two of the biggest challenges, as I see it. But again, like I mentioned, from an opportunity perspective, 30% of all travel is a corporate travel, and in emerging markets, where there is so much of a travel happening, we seem to be there at the right place at the right time.
Good thing. As we enter into the second half of 2025, what is your outlook for the next 12 to 18 months?
Yeah, so the adoption is happening really, really, really fast. So to me, to us, at least with WegoPro, it's more of a conversion problem than an acquisition problem. So what I mean by that is, given such a strong brand presence of Wego in the markets, it's all about converting those inbound leads and getting the companies on board on our platform. So we are growing at a very dramatic rate. I mean, if you ask me, and that's the benefit of being part of Wego. But still, it's pretty early days in the market, largely because, like I mentioned, a good chunk of the travel has been done in a managed way. So there are TMCs, travel agents in the market, and a lot of the travel gets done through those sources. But again, the things are changing in last 12 to 18 months. You will see the adoption of a platform like us to grow in a very significant way in the MENA region.
Great. I think that's a great wrap up. Thank you very much. Wishing you and your team the best only for the next months. And I look forward to doing a follow-up with you in a couple of months to see what has been achieved. And thank you.
Thanks, Dominic, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.